What is up, everybody? I'm NoLucksGiven. Tried to get that started right as the new song started up here. But today, I'm going to play my first game of Fairy Tale Fables. My first real game. Kind of weird to say my first game when this is like my third video on Fairy Tale Fables. But so far, all I've done is the guided tutorial, the beginner tutorial, and the advanced. And I don't think that we need to even care about the expert, because I think this is going to add crazy rules in and care about the chaos mode that we don't need to concern ourselves with just yet. We got to learn the main game first. So that's going to be the plan for this video, this stream, is we're going to play for the first time. Now, before we just jump into it, there are some other things going on here. And I realized that the reason that there's two different ranks, because there are two different game modes. Now, this says by playing normal/chaos. This says by playing asynchronous games against real opponents. And similarly, these might represent the two different game modes. This is earned by placing first, and this is earned by placing first in a normal game or bout. Not exactly sure what that even means. But I guess maybe... I'm not sure. But I want to talk about a little bit of these settings. Oh, okay, so sometimes when you hit play, you might go into chaos mode. That's interesting. But this is the important part. Real time. And there's actually two different queues in this game from the launch. And while normally, I think that I will want to play in real time. Oh, and we can see these change. Okay, cool. While normally, I think that I would mostly be entirely interested in just playing in real time, while I don't know the cards, I think there's going to be a distinct advantage in playing without a timer against saved boards of real players. Now, this could also make the game harder, because you're going to play against people that are really doing some powerful stuff potentially, and in untimed modes with the potential, it seems like, probably to go infinite in this game. There's going to be some really, really powerful boards in the end game. So we kind of have to defeat them before they get online. I don't know how exactly the game chooses the random boards that are in the queue, but let's queue it up here and see what we can do against some previous players that probably know the game a lot better than me, but that's probably going to happen regardless. At the very least, this lets me jump in, get my feet wet, and try out Fairy Tale Fables for real for the first time. And I'll say I'm playing again for the first time when we play our first live game. Look at our free hero options. Each time you lose a fight, give your characters +3/+2 permanently. This is better against real players that are definitely going to beat me up a little bit. But I'm still not super sold on it. And then every 3 spells you cast, repeat the spell 1 time. So... oh, interestingly, Merlin starts with an extra mana. That's kind of interesting, too. Well, I do like that. But what I don't like is that so many spells in the game, I believe, are called heavy spells, which means they can't be reduplicated. So that's not going to be super useful. At the start of each fight, give the character in position 1 ranged. That seems really good. The first time you reach level 3, select a level 4 treasure. That also seems good. I think both of the paid heroes here are a lot better. Merlin also has 0 starting attack. I don't think that's worth the mana or the extra cast. Let's go with Sisyphus. Oh, there's also a choose random button. That's kind of cool. Let's see what happens here. Okay, I think it chose Sisyphus for me. Cool. So, take 1 damage but gain 1 gold. would allow me to roll. I don't hate starting with the Sherwood Sure Shot. There's also Apprentice Owl, and I'm regretting not just... yeah, I think it might just be Apprentice Owl here. It's a little bit awkward because then we won't be able to cast another spell. But basically I'm thinking we buy this, and then try to roll into a second Apprentice Owl, which I find right here. I'm going to lock onto a Demon's Deal plus another Apprentice Owl. That seems really good. Let's hop into my very first fight in Fairy Tale Fables. Here we go. So we'll be able to check out the opponents here. Okay, we lose to Elaine. Oh, right. But we've got attack on because we're not Merlin. So that's beautiful. We can see the names of the players in our lobby. Mobo, Sarcasmic, Mobo again, Neutro, Croaker, Sweater Dude, Ryran, and me, NoLucksGiven. So, if you queue asynchronously, you might be able to play against this exact board. It's kind of an interesting incentive to consume that's gonna happen. It's an interesting incentive to consume Fairy Tale Fables content, because if you see a NoLucksGiven Sisyphus in your lobby that picks up Apprentice Owl, you know exactly what he's building into. It's this video. So there we go. Let's pick up Apprentice Owl. Let's take the Demon's Deal, and then we've got a free roll to roll for anything but an Angelic Kitten. Elaine's probably good here, or we could just take the small imp. I've already taken 2 damage from spells, but you really don't take that much damage from other players. So the question is, Elaine or small imp? Kind of feel like Elaine or the small imp is pretty good. So let's try this out. I'm down to 27, but we're crushing it on this combat. We tie. Right. Okay. I guess that's potentially a reason just to take a lane. Oh, they have a starting treasure with the piggy bank. Makes sense. I've got a free roll with refresh. I'm kind of interested in the Cat Angel, but the Cat Angel has a definite downside here in that it won't allow me to then triple Apprentice Owl. So I really have to consider if I want this this Cat Angel here, and I think I'm going to skip it. Don't hate the Gold Laying Goose. I think it might be a little bit slow at this point, as would be the Black Sheep. I think that Shield Page might be pretty good. I thought Shield Page was... Oh, it is better. It's +4 rather than +3. And where I got confused is when I played the tutorial, all of my good characters had +1/+1. So this is actually a 0-3, but it is really strong on my current board. I'm going to pick this up. I'm going to freshen up. And then I probably take a second small imp here. But I'm somewhat tempted to roll for the third Apprentice Owl. I'll just take a small imp, though. Oh, I could also take Demon's Deal, which would give me 2 more rolls, but then would no longer allow me to find Apprentice Owl. It's probably still worth it just for the +1/+1, though. And then I think I'll take the small imp as well. So I'm going to take a ton of damage here. And then I've got 2 rolls to try to find a triple to lock onto. I generally don't like locking in Storybook Brawl on this turn. But with a free roll, I think that in Fairy Tale Fables it might make more sense. We also could just give Talking Frog +1/+1. And that continues to allow me to be pretty strong here. So, yeah, let's go for it. Yeah, the parrot's annoying. Parrot gets me good there, unfortunately. This was to play around the parrot a little bit. That's why I backlined a 4 health card. But what's really curious about the game here in asynchronous lobbies, like, so that parrot just slayed, right? But it didn't actually slay against me. Whether or not my opponent got stats there is probably dependent on whether or not this parrot slayed when Sarcasmic originally played this game, which is part of the reason I don't like asynchronous, because it makes it feel like what you're doing matters less because your opponents have already done whatever they're going to do, and even like you don't even have that much control in like your ability to stop them either. Now, I do believe that the damage that everyone is taking is actually consistent with this lobby. I'm just basing that off of my own ideas for how I would build it. No actual insight into what is truly going on here. But we're going to see our first tier 2 treasure. We've got Piggy Bank, which counts for every 6 leftover. Which is a change from what Piggy Bank, how that exists in Storybook Brawl. Heroes +3 attack. Your level 2 and 3 characters have +1/+1. So Playpen is a lot of tempo. I'm not planning on using the Piggy Bank anytime soon. Like this turn I'm doing this, I believe. So I think I'll just go for the Playpen for the temporary bunch of stats that it brings. And then let's level up the frog. Nice. And these are both the same, so it doesn't particularly matter. I could backline both of these now, which will help keep the shield page a little safer. And then I've got one free roll. I'll take a read on everything here. Romeo could be interesting. I mean, I like the fact that I could pick up 2 things that cost 3 from this. I'd probably honestly just pick up this right here. Maybe I would pick up the Demon Harbinger. I feel like I pick up Romeo plus Consti, and that might just be good enough. Oh, Vampire Dagger now stealing 2/2 permanently from the wearer. So either I played like an old version of the game because I was playing the tutorial, or the game just got patched today and I didn't notice it. But already some numbers are changing, and we're going to deal some damage. So like this damage, Croaker might not have actually taken 5 damage here when they originally played this game. So that's where you do have like some ability to influence the lobbies and what's going on here. I'm going to pick up Romeo. I'll try out Romeo and Juliet, and then I'll pick up Consti because it's an 8/8. Here's another Consti, another Snow White, and another Romeo. Oh, plus we can roll once. I'll just roll to cast the spell. I think that that's fine. And don't believe I'm going to lock onto this here. I don't think any of these things are super impressive to me. I'm probably going to avoid the fluffs until I don't. But I can't imagine they're that useful. Oh my goodness gracious. So this is going to kill me. And this will do its work because it's ranged. Not going to get past the farmer. So I'll take some damage here. Take 7, 2 upgraded characters. That's kind of crazy. What's the hero power? Each 2 times you roll, upgrade 1 character in your shop, but they cost double the gold. Okay. And I just happened to play against them on the turn that they upgraded that farmer, so stinks to be me. I am a little bit confused. Oh, this has an ability. Your royals have +1/+1. Oh, because I just lost a fight, everything just got bigger. Okay, okay. I have to think about my hero power maybe a little bit more. Consti, kind of terrible. Ranged character, possibly pretty good. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I really want to play with Consti. Just any ranged characters in general are probably pretty cool. But it's also tricky because I don't really want to be losing. I do think I'm interested in another Romeo. Demon Sprite. So this is an advantage for going all demons. Pick up Romeo, give a character +1/+1 in food stats. It's just free stats on the owls. So I'll pick it up and then roll one more time. I've got a free roll here. I might just use that instead of crew member. Yeah, let's refresh it. And then I actually can't buy the owl. I could lock onto it here. And I can't buy the Demon Harbinger either. Young Yellowbark is not a good card. It's a straight rip from Storybook Brawl. But it might still be worth it just to lock onto the Apprentice Owl. Again, kind of awkward. I'm locking on the level up turn. But just something I generally like to avoid. You know what I think we'll do? Let's cycle through this, and I believe that a weapon that buys for one and then sells for one is just free to grab. Because I think I could sell this out for one just as easily. Apologies, just realizing my camera broke here. But here we are going to be able to snag a win. That looks like a ball. Oh no, that's Slay Moon. Okay. And then Pirate Map. Alright, camera's back, at least for the time being. No tier 4s. When you cast a spell, gain +1 attack permanently. That's not super great. Let's triple the owl, see what we find. After 4 rounds, choose a level 3 treasure. After each fight, gain 1 extra mana, and your evil characters have +1/+1. One extra mana seems good, but so do level 3 treasures. This takes a while, but it also lets me see more treasures, and there was one really broken level 3 treasure that I've already seen. Calling it isn't bad, but that would be my last spell for the turn. Okay, this is always solid, just some nice scam, and then an Acolyte. That's probably where I want to be too. So if we sell out of Consti, I'll be able to purchase Brave Little Trader and this Acolyte. And I think that's worth it. And then it's just about figuring out the order here. And I feel like this is the way to go with it. No, not locking. What is up, Greed? Thank you for joining me here. Just saw your chat. Oh, and Kalari. Sorry, wasn't paying attention to chat there for a second. I have to, like, resize it here or something. But I'm feeling good. I'm playing Storybook Brawl. Can't complain. I'm down to 17 health, apparently. I guess I might need to pay a little bit more attention to all of these things that are causing me to take damage. That might be smart. Like, somewhat interested in Acolyte here. But I think I should maybe be rolling for Juliet. Okay, so this does refund the mana. Interesting that it doesn't just cost 0 mana. But there's some balance in that. So here's the Romeo triple. This is basically a free spell. Let's pick up the Romeo triple. I think that'll add some power to the board. First character has 14 additional health. That's really, really good. Baby Mimic could also really allow for a crazy high roll. And we're going to get a treasure off of this. Oh, not for a little bit, though. I think I'll just take the tempo. Is that crazy? Kind of. I should be trying to do crazy things here, right? On my first game, do I want to go for tempo? I probably should just go for tempo. On my first game, I'm just looking for like Juliet right now. Oh, this is awkward. If this was closer to completing, or if I was closer to making any other treasure, then oh wow, they've got Polywoggle in the game. It's a tier 3, but that's fun. Let's just take Ares' helmet, I think. Because that's just so much stats. And then I can play this thing here. And I feel like that's just going to really help me. And then I will probably just go first and roll and hope to hit Juliet. I have not yet hit Juliet. Here's a pair of Yuck the Yak. Seems tough to make it work. Oh, but we've got our refreshing up here. That seems good. Is that Juliet? No. Is this Juliet? No. Kind of want to stop buying things that cause me to take damage. I could still sell out of this shield page. It's like pretty strong, but I could sell out of it if I find a Juliet here. Duelist is a pretty good card, and a pair of it is tempting. And I could just pick up a Chameleon for this turn. I think I'm just going to pick up the Chameleon because I think this gives me enough strength that I can try to do other silly things. Kind of see like a small desire to do something like this. This should be here on the Chameleon. By the way, Chameleon, one of my favorite games. The word game party social deduction game. Very fun. This will trade with both of their dogs. In theory here. Oh, now it trades with a dog and a yellow bark, but we get the sleigh! We get the sleigh! Okay, purple fluff is not super exciting, but getting sleigh with Polywoggle on my first attempt is definitely an epic gamer moment. So this has unyielding, boost, if I'm a fluff, trigger my dying breath an additional time. Think what we're going to do with this, sadly, is kiss it up to a level 6 character. Take 1 damage, gain a gold. It's probably fine. Thing is, if we find a Juliet, we're like really cooking here. I can't cast any more spells because I really want to send this up the chain. Just looking at every woman and seeing if they're Juliet. I don't think I go for the fluffs. Yeah, I just don't think I'm interested just yet. Hopefully Juliet is not a level 5, because then it would take a long time to have to put that together. I think I've just gotten unlucky. Yeah, Bookmage is great. Bookmage should be in this, for sure. So that'll exhaust my mana, but I'm fine with that. And this is a 14 attack ranged character. This is quite a good character. And so is Radiant Fairy. I just feel like if I find Juliet, it's such a high roll, but I might want to just buy the crab here now. Could still sell the Prince and the Shield Page if I find a Juliet. Or just sell the Shield Page right now for the crab. That's probably better. So this is only one ranged attack anyways. So let's just slam it frontline. Let's see how this works for me. This big owl is definitely going to be putting in some work despite my opponent having... Okay, that was a terrible hit for me. Monster Book will get to do some work though. And it's mostly the owl carrying me. That was a good hit for me too. Oh, some stars. We will make it through. We'll tie against the pig, which is spooky because the pig is definitely a little bit scary in the late game. Now we're level 5. Entrance, give the characters next to me +6/+3 for one fight. There's also an apprentice owl again, but I think that's a little bit too late. This is kind of cool. You can make anything into an arcane. And with the Book Mage, these things are still pretty good. Sir Galahad is an improvement, but I think the biggest improvement is still just Juliet. So I'm going to keep rolling just a little bit more. I will say Succubus is really, really good tempo and probably worth playing. It's not a huge upgrade again. Yeah, Juliet is really where I want to be here, huh? I think I'm going to take the Succubus, though, regardless. Don't care about increasing Hero's attack. That's not Juliet. But I do think I take another book here. And then have to figure out what I'm cutting, and it might just temporarily be Romeo. Yeah, this is strong enough for now. Let's play it. I'm very much just playing a Storybook Brawl comp right now. And my opponent is fluffing. They are fluffing out here, which is a little bit spooky. Ooh, that just barely survived. And this having stealth meant that they attacked into my backline first. Hit the wrong fluff. We do have one ranged character that could maybe go the distance. No, very close, but then can I finish it off with my attack? I can. So we do find ourselves with another tie. That does really elongate the games here. Prevent your death one time seems pretty tempting to me, to be honest. I'll look to be tossing the playpen soon enough. Let's take the Chrono Crystal. And that'll really free me up to stop caring as much about tempo, which is all that I've really played for up until this point. and start seeing in what ways could we maybe do some high roll-y shenanigans. I'd love to triple book. I'm not as interested in tripling the succubus other than the tier 5 treasure. So let's pick this up for the treasure potential. And there she is. Still no Juliet, if she exists. But I'll grab the succubus, grab a tier 5 treasure, toss the playpen for, if I'm in position 1, double your hero's underlined powers. Not super interesting. Your first character stats are multiplied by 2. That is pretty good. When you summon a character, give it +2/+2 for each character summoned this fight. So obviously that's about cats. How my current board is stacking up, it looks like I'm supposed to go Bottled Lightning, which does make me susceptible to scam. But it's so large that I think that it's a reasonable play here. Now, I don't think it'll double the +14. Maybe it did. Maybe it did. Wasn't paying enough attention. Still no Juliet. The Star Child. If you have unused gold, charge 2 stars. Not super interested in having unused gold in general. And we'll keep the succubus there. So I'm trying to think if I care about the awkwardness that happened with the Muddy Ocean Crab. But I think getting to play a ranged character in slot 4 is enough of an upside that I'm cool with this. I think I'm over Juliet at this point, unfortunately, and probably not even super interested in rolling for True Love's Kiss, so I'm not sure what I'm looking to do next turn. I am pretty powerful for this turn, though, and I think that should be enough to get me going in some capacity here. 1 health remaining on it. It's going to stay alive, unfortunately. I'll take it out with my ranged ability here, though, and then Succubus will clear the field if we can attack here. Okay, we don't. We take out Nocturne, and then my brave little traitor will take out their ranged character, and they will be able to take out this plus 1 of my other characters. Oh, they have 3 attacks. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. Still, we get to hit them for 10. This is now a 7-person lobby, and we're playing up against the dead player, even. So this player got the early food thing, but then didn't really do too much after that. I do think Sir Galahad is cool with ranged characters, but I don't think it's super useful. I could just start my turn by gaining an XP and then rolling for 6s. And now's a fine time to do it up against the ghost. Haha, I found a new gem. Shoutouts to Duke Silver, who messaged me and said, hey, they're making another Storybook Brawl. Do you want to play? So yeah, shoutouts to Duke for keeping us informed here. I feel like this is the play. I can't really remember, though, honestly, if this is something that I would typically do in this position. Aurora Arsadel? Hello. How are ya? How's your art coming along? Let's see. Arcedel. Cool. I think it's worth doing the worthy sacrifice here. Okay, cool. I have not tried out dwarves yet. Sorry, this is like a weird, tricky decision. I'm gonna go for it. Because we've got the free roll here as well. I now have no more mana for the rest of the turn. Don't really care about pirates, I don't think. Your boosts. So it's interesting that this is a mage, because other than it having ranged, I don't think it really does much for me. I like that it's a level 6, but I think we could maybe find other level 6s. Not super interesting. Your good characters have Slay. Angelic Commander gives 2 of your other angels 50% of her starting stats. Like, do I just pick this thing up because I think it's probably like a pretty good endgame character and then try to pivot into this with the fact that I have 1 Chrono Crystal here? Your good characters have Slay. She pumps up your other angels. And she's got Unyielding. I don't know what the other angels are, but I just think that this thing is probably like the premier endgame card. And it could be a nice way to pivot into something really strong. I'm also just realizing, like, I'm pretty well set up for a good boy with the Bottled Lightning and the Ares helmet. Oh, I can kind of see. Yeah, this gains plus 32, so it does gain plus 28 here. I think I grab this just because maybe that's not how I want to build into this, though. I'll roll one more time. This is the other thing I was thinking, is just try to build into Witch Queen Hecate and worry about just like try to play a tempo kind of thing, which is very familiar, very much Storybook Brawl. Another Angelic Commander and then a supply cabinet here as well. Both of those are pretty powerful build-arounds. For now, let's just stick with this, though, and see what else we can find. When you cast a spell, my wearer gains +3/+3 permanently. Pretty good. Pretty expensive, though, too, at the same time. And I'm sure we will have no problem defeating this. And because this player's dead, their dogs also don't work anymore. I guess that's some flavor. Your dogs stop working when there's nobody left to give them commands. As I look over and Lily's just out. Couldn't be bothered. Okay, so for every spell you cast, give your mages +1 attack permanently. Slay, your spells cost 1 less gold until the next fight. Still probably a pretty good card alongside these book mages here. This doesn't have to be in play to get the bonus. And then I've got like an abundance of scam, but at some point I might triple up on the book mage. I feel like this is worth it, just because of the tempo build that we found ourselves in. Your fluffs have Slay, trigger my Dying Breath 1 time. So that can really go crazy. If I haven't been in this position in the last 1 fight, give your dogs 4/5 food, 5/4 food for each position I am away from my last fight. Nothing jumping out at me just yet. I don't know if I want to take Demon's Deal. I will. I have so many mages at this point. Oh, and monster books are mages too. Forgot about that. Like I said, this is a mage, but otherwise doesn't have much synergy for me. Then I could new you the purple fluff. I feel like at this point, though, that's not worth the gold. Mirror Fairy's not horrible. That's not horrible. This is a mage. So this could be pretty good to scale. I'll just rummage. And I believe the current plan is probably to play this. Wow, okay, this is a huge, huge spell. I think I'll just cast Starlight Strike and roll twice for another Witch Queen. We did not hit. Alright, let's get into it here. I want to play Crystal Sage to start pumping my stuff up. But it did go down there, so never mind. Did not work. Wow. Okay, double flying kind of wrecked me here. But there's still no way they get past my Apprentice Owl, I don't think. Maybe they do. Oh, that got pigomorphed. That was actually huge for me, because that could have wrecked me. Actually, it was a huge ranged character, and if I only had one huge character left, Succubus can't really do much. I don't like that this costs a mana now. So let's just go back to rolling here. Yeah, another Acolyte. I could potentially, like, I might be supposed to be rolling 4 spells. I'm in the top 4 already, which is not bad. We can see that we're playing up against a Puffs board. So I don't think that this ranged is really going to cut it. I think I'm going to put in this. I mean, this is fine. And Scam is always good. I'll try to triple the Acolyte, because maybe there's a really good level 3 treasure for me. Before one of your characters attacks out of stealth, double their attack. The first 2 times one of your characters loses stealth, give one of your other characters stealth. It's pretty cool. Here's Good Boy. But I feel like I'm past Good Boy at this point because I'm not playing that many good characters. Shadow Lord's also just big. $30, $20. All right. I think I'm going to... I think I like Shadow Lord. I don't think I need it, though. I'm kind of all Scam. I think I'm looking for Dr. Frankenstein, really. It's not super important that I win my first game. Oh, I'm also really looking for a triple of Book Mage. That's right. Wait, Blackbeard. I haven't seen this. I gain 50% of the combined starting stats. He's not currently... Oh, he is currently viewing that. Okay. 50% of the combined starting stats without entrance abilities of the characters in your hand. That's a really cool Pirates payoff. Have not seen that yet. It also just reminded me that I do have this Queen Hectate that I should probably put in pretty soon. I would really like to triple the Book Mage. We almost kind of have to just view both of these things separately to see which one's bigger. And, okay, they're both about exactly the same because I picked up Apprentice Owl on the first turns of the game. But it does look like it's definitely worth playing here. Not interested in the crab, not interested in the spell. Ooh, here's Dr. Frankenstein. For every 2 of your dead evil characters, summon a random trickster or my monster. I think this is going to be good for me. So I probably cut the ocean crab because it's not super great on this board and because it's not evil. And then probably just throw this in here, and I'm probably now just no longer playing the Acolyte. Could see an argument for something like this. Or even this. Yeah, I kind of like this right now. This is not a bad spell. It's a lot of health onto the Witch Queen. This would go here, probably. And then I'd sell out of Romeo and my purple fluff for Titan's Touch on Hecate. I'm going to get a lot of pronunciations and names and things wrong. Bear with me. So it looks like the Vampire Dagger also has, like, 3 different levels. There's Vampire Dagger, Strong Vampire Dagger, and then I think last turn I saw, like, an even greater Vampire Dagger. The fluffs are large. They take out the succubus. We're going to have to scam. This is going to trade for 3 fluffs. But we are going to have to get a little bit of scam here as well. This will scam. This will trade for 3. And then Frankenstein's got to do some additional work here to round us out. Frankenstein could go here. Okay, Mirror on the Wall is able to do something. Frankenstein's monster, not quite, not quite. Oh, this goes here, so, oh, it gained a stat, it gained a stat. So we're going to take some damage on this one. And we still also have our Chrono Crystal, but the fluffs are real, that is for sure. So I'm going to need to make some treasures happen. Ooh, that on the Book Mage definitely seems good. Or that on Dr. Frankenstein. Oh, for every 2 of your dead evil characters. So it summons a lot less than the previous Frankenstein, than the pumpkin. But if you have a bunch of Frankensteins, that could do some work. So it could summon this, it could summon this, it can't summon the monster book. I feel like this is going to be useful, so I'm going to grab it here. It is really expensive, but it pays off if we're able to triple some stuff. Upgrade a character. Might not be a terrible time to lock on to an Ascendance. We lose 1 gold, but I think that that's worth it. We got a Succubus in the lead that's going to take out some of my monster books here. But I think this is a win. Yeah, we just have way more stats. So it looks like it's us versus Puffs, maybe, in the finals of this one. And Puffs being an awkward thing to have to battle against, because even if the Puffs player dies, I think the Puffs themselves can still scale. You see what I'm saying? So that is really curious here. We do get a kill onto the pig. or they were already dead. And now I'm up against the hamster. And then I'll have to contend with the Puffs player at some point. So what is this hamster doing? Okay, so they just have a big guy in the back. This is fine. This is fine. Oh yeah, I was going to ascend. I don't know what I'm going to ascend. I honestly feel like ascending the Witch Queen is just a ton of stats because I'm doubling it. So let's do that. I think that's pretty straightforward. Give a character some more stats. No, I'd love to triple the book here. Can I please triple the book? Not quite. Oh, to gain their level is HP. Am I into 5 HP right now? I think so. I think 5 HP could go a long way. And do I want to throw in Acolyte in any capacity? No, let's just battle. Yeah, this thing's just going to be an absolute monster. And might be enough to just get me my first win on my first ever game of Fairy Tale Fables. Don't want to count my chickens before they hatch. But we basically just like played a Storybook Brawl comp throughout and made it work. How many of these have ranged? None of them. This has an unyielding and this doesn't have anything. So there we go. That's all she wrote. Not quite a kill onto Mobo. Both of my finals opponents are Mobo, which is pretty funny. Oh no, this is Sarcasmic. Never mind. Mobo was the pig as well. So now it's time to take out Sarcasmic. This is going to be our tougher fight, but I do pick up another Witch Queen. And now I think I might be done with this guy. Move Succubus to the back. Pick up Trinet here. A lot of references to different streamers and things in the community. Kind of silly. Not interested in that. Oh, transform an enemy into a pig? That's probably worth it in the finals here. Is this a trickster? It is. It is. So Frankenstein summons from a pool of like mostly tricksters, which seems kind of crazy. Mirror on the Wall also being a trickster. Pretty good. Mirror on the Wall could be something that I go for here too, because some of these puffs are large. I don't know, seems reasonable. Let's battle. Alright, yeah. Big ol' fluffs here. We're gonna get 3 of them with our Witch Queen. We're gonna get maybe a few of them with the Monster Book as well. Not looking too bad. Not looking too bad at all. Yeah, I get 2 more off of this, and then I get 1 more from the Brave Trader. Ah, it attacked into a bad one. This only has 1 health remaining, so we will be able to take it down. I only get to hit them for 9, but 1 more hit for 9 is a good hit. I want to check out their treasures. Your shop contains an extra character of your level, and they get to make a copy of their big, of their first fluff here. And I'm playing up against a ghost on this one, so I can really do whatever I want this turn. So I think locking onto a spell could be a really strong strategy. And I think maybe like upgrading a queen could be good. Doubles my boost. Yeah, these are all very similar looking. Oh wait, I recognize this. This is Skip's puzzle room. That's funny. This might just be a better scam than the other options we've seen. Alright, I'll grab it. Just in case things get close. I think that could be good. 1 HP could also really help me. Yeah, I think 1 HP is worth it. Okay, no more spells this turn, but I'm kind of done with the spells here anyways. What does this one do? Doubles my wearer's aura. Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, I do think I want that. What I might do here, kind of silly, but I think that this is so strong on the queen. And I'm going to pick up another Frankenstein, which potentially, all that does is allow me to build into a tier 3 treasure, or a tier 6 treasure, rather, which could also be fun. And I'll need another treasure if they ever pop my Chrono Crystal. But doubling the aura on this card that I'm already doubling, you pick up enough cards that say double, and you're playing Fairy Tale Fables all of a sudden. So, looks good to me. Don't know what I just cast. Probably some type of buff spell. Oh, Try My Net actually gets to survive the succubus hit. That's pretty good. And then we'll take out their Frankenstein's monsters in the back pretty effortlessly. And I might be onto the finals here, which would be pretty cool to win my first ever game of Fairy Tale Fables. I did win my first ever game of Storybook Brawl with Peter Pan's Royals, which they nerfed like immediately after. But let's pick up this. That just seems too big of a number to pass up. And then I just got to take down these Puff Puffs in one final combat. I'll triple the Frankenstein. It's going to mean that I've got to sell out of 2 things here. Definitely selling this. Am I playing this Apprentice Owl? I think so. I'm not playing the monster book right this second. Yeah, I want the tier 6 treasure. I'm not dropping my Chrono Crystal. Your aura and boost abilities don't care about types, except for cat. Okay. Aura and boost abilities. I don't think I've got anything that cares about that. I've got a Dying Breath ability. So that does nothing for me. If you have at most 2 characters of the same level on your starting board, your characters have plus 14, plus 12. So in order to make this work and play the Frankenstein, I'd have to drop one of my mages. Could be good, but how about Merlin's Lessons? At the start of each fight, cast Fireball. 1 time for each mage on the board. Well, I've got a bunch of mages. So what are we replacing? Not replacing this. And I don't want to replace my Chrono Crystal because I'm a little bit scared. This could be the difference between winning and losing. All right, let's toss the Chrono Crystal. Is this even going to be good? All these fireballs? I do have a lot of mages. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 mages. I can't. I don't even know if Merlin's Lessons is good. Oh, it's 5 to skip. That's pretty cool. I don't know if Merlin's Lessons is good, but I want to try it out here. I think it's going to give me a decent amount more stats. It does give me more stats. All right, let's try it. No luck's given, baby. Let's go. Do I throw in the Frankenstein? No, because now I want more mages on the board. So now I'll have 4 mages, which will give this like plus 4 times 4 times 4, plus 64. That seems good. This will go up to 800, if I just did that math correctly. After these fireballs. Yeah, there we go, 800. Exactly. I did the math exactly correct, and we'll see if that is enough to get me there. I think it will be. I think it will be. They could attack into this Spoiler here. and get me even a little bit. Ooh, that was a big spell. There we go. There we go. There's a win, baby. And we are victorious in my very first game of Fairy Tale Fables. That feels pretty good. That feels pretty good, not gonna lie, to be able to say, hey, I still got it. Haven't really seen everything that this game has to offer, but for this game, I kind of just played Storybook Brawl. That's the secret. The game is kind of just Storybook Brawl, so I was able to find a win in asynchronous mode in 19 turns. Not too shabby, and if you're watching this on YouTube, I think we'll make this a video in of itself. So thank you guys very much for watching. I'm NoLucksGiven.